Hi, I'm Jishnu Gupta, CTO of Straive. I am the head of Europe and Asia for analytics and AI business. So the way I see the opportunities and challenges, first to acknowledge that generative AI is still in its infant stage and growing. We see a lot of adoption in generative AI use cases, mainly in the R&D research and pilot stages. I would not say so much it is a region by region challenge or difference, but really this boils down to the client's appetite. And in every region, there are different clients who are, some of them are moving extremely fast on generative AI. I would say, however, that in the European region, around the AI practice, around how to protect AI and using private data within the generative AI framework is becoming relevant along with the technology advancements. I would say from our experience with clients, definitely logistics and supply chain are leading the way, along with manufacturing. There we see a lot of use case around customer service, as well as they're building it out for their internal consumption. So working along with their HR teams, with their finance and internal operations teams. In financial services, we see more at an experiment stages around public data. So this could be news summarization, this could be regulatory and compliance and fraud detection, right, with using alternate data. I would say three main areas. One definitely is that the area of having data, training huge amount of data, and the effort and time spent in that has significantly reduced with generative AI. Second, I think along with this first point is a reshift in skill set, wherein we of course are going to use data science, but a lot of relevance has gone now into engineering and architecturing that pipeline in order to scale. And the third part is really when we are thinking of operationalizing AI, we are seeing the operations team ability to use with prompt engineering with their business knowledge so seamlessly and effectively is advancing AI and generative AI at a rapid pace. And this means that the time to innovate and the time to productionize something is rapidly shrinking. And with that comes along cost. As I mentioned before, one of the most practical ones where we are directly working is the customer service domain. And this goes into not only implementing generative AI for voice and text customers, but really transforming the overall customer service business as an AI agent, right, at a co-pilot mode. Second, in manufacturing, we see a lot of work around image identification, defect detection, and this is interesting that we are able to apply generative AI using embeddings on computer vision problems as well. And the third, in the public data domain around sustainability, ESG reports, a lot of discovering the data, summarizing the data and its context is where we are seeing generative AI use cases growing rapidly. So if I stay on to the customer service experience, now it is very important to reply to a customer back with nuance and very specific personalized data. And that is where you take a data set and you're able to customize that data set for the specific response. And that's where generative AI aids as an AI bot. In the retail industry, where we're able to pick up demographic data, customer behavior data, and be able to synthesize that data to represent a very customer-centric, personalized experience. And that's where we are seeing a lot of relevance in the retail industry. One, as I mentioned, data science and AI, ML will always remain at the top of the skill. But what we are really seeing when we want to scale generative AI to a variety of use cases and I'm here talking about 30 to 40 use cases, for a client, right, is really the engineering aspect and the architecture and design aspect, because that's the foundation on which generative AI will scale. So this engineering skill set, Straive is doing a lot of lateral training programs to build robustness in the engineering practice. The second, and I think this is underplayed from where I see, is really the skill set to develop in operationalizing AI. And that's where Straive's strength comes, is the SME and the expert in the loops experience in able to generate prompt using their business knowledge. Now, in this segment, we believe that instead of a practical training course and guideline books, it is really about like any kind of game that you would do in basketball or football, is really about going in the ground and training. And in that instance, Straive has created a platform framework called LLM Foundry, upon which it's a playground where all of the operations team can collaborate and experiment. And that is what is really helping us scale up generative AI at our organization. I would say first is really the creativity and innovation that generative AI brings. And I think we are at a point in the inflection where this has really changed gears, right? And the ability to realize ROI at scale with generative AI has really tilted, right? And this, I think, is the most exciting journey. We have many years to go there, but I think this is now starting to speed up, right? Second, along with this comes, I think, a nuance, which is now to be successful in generative AI, it is not about one programmer going and coding. It is really about the collective effort and work in collaboration, bringing teams together to solve a problem. Because now in the generative AI space, you need an SME, you need an engineer, you need an architect, and you need a developer to be able to come together to solve that specific problem at hand. And that's what is, pod models or collaborative team working at pace to innovate. And the third, I think, is this area that generative AI has really opened up to the non-technical people. And this gives the ability to any common person. It could be in HR, finance, it could be in legal, it could be in any operations person, ability to do prompt engineering and discover and automate their workflow using generative AI.